Initiating system 1. System 1 loaded.
The Gorecast is brought to you by American Horrors, the greatest uncut horror channel in the world. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all horror. As well as the Station of Decapitation Without Your Head.
America's longest running horror channel, www.withoutyourhead.com.
The following program.
Are we? Yes, I can see us. Okay.
Ooh.
Do you want to go get it and I'll crack into the news? I heard. I just figured you were, being... Yes. Dude, hang on. Apparently you're muted. Yeah, apparently you're muted. Can those of you in the chat feed please let us know who you can hear and who you can't hear? Yeah, he's going to start that now in 2 seconds, and he'll be... Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Gorecast. Tonight we're going to be taking a very interesting look at things. With it being a lead into Halloween, we have decided that each week, for the next couple of weeks, each one of us is going to basically pick our favorite Halloween movies.
What's up, Gorecasters? Welcome back here to the Gorecast. Yeah, okay, I'm here. I'm back.
I can't hear.
We're as you may have gathered, we're having a slightly giddy Gorecast Thursday this week.
Oh my god!
There's some entertaining chats. I don't know. I feel all of the the caliber of movies that Buzz has picked for tonight, as we are doing, as Giz mentioned earlier, which is our favorite movies to watch around Halloween. I think Buzz's selection may have broke our brains a little bit. Is what's going on.
Because they were all shite.
Not all. Don't be a negative Nelly, because I fucking cocked them up here. Yeah, not all. Well,
I'm getting the vapors.
Look. Before we start getting into reviews and discussions and things like that, it's fair. Phantasm is twitchy at best. Halloween 4 was fine, and Friday the 13th could have been a good movie, except censors are censors.
Friday the 13th, what? I watched Halloween 7.
Right, well then you're going to have a very interesting time as we go through the Friday the 13th part 7.
You said Halloween on the Tuesday show, didn't you? I was full sure you said Halloween 4 and Halloween 7.
Well, I wasn't on the Tuesday show.
I'm talking to Buzz.
Ah, yes. Okay.
I'm pretty sure I said Friday the 13th, and I'm pretty sure that I said it in the chat, too, that we have, that I had all 3 films that Johnny backed me up on.
Yes,
and
it was in the chat, because that's where I got
if I didn't
from.
back you up on it, I'd be flagrantly or blatantly lying, because I physically asked you, what are the movies?
It's fine. It's fine. I've seen Friday the 13th 7. It's fine.
There has to be some sort of way of lighting these.
Yes, so these are my films, and the many months of payback for watching the crap that they forced me to watch. It's my turn.
Hey.
It's my turn.
Oh, that, my friend, is a very, very, very bad way to start off the show. I can warn you with that right now.
I feel like we could dig up some actual.
Oh
shit.
yeah, remember on next week I had good movies picked. My recommendations were going to be Pumpkinhead, Idle Hands, and it was going to be Scream or Dream Warriors, but you ended up having that already kiboshed, so I need to find the third one. But now that I'm finding it,
you can keep it. I'll find something different.
No, it's fine. I'm going to find 3 different movies now completely. That's fine. Terribly sorry. I'm terribly sorry out there.
With my integrity with the films that I've picked.
I'm terribly sorry out there, chat feed and Gorecast viewers, but you can blame Buzz now for next week. Why
are you apologising to them? We're the ones that'll have to watch them.
And they're going to have to listen to you and me angrily go through things where I won't be held responsible for what.
Which they find fun, otherwise they wouldn't be here, clearly.
Leprechaun, Troll 2.
Oh, no. If you're going to go Leprechaun, it's got to be like In the Hood or something.
Don't to fucking encourage him.
That's a great idea. Actually, speaking of In the Hood, what was that name of what was that one? I think Snoop Dogg was in it. Bones?
Oh, yes.
Bones. Okay, there we go. So it's Leprechaun, Troll 2, and Bones. That's our lineup for next week. Begora. I really wanted to review Idle Hands. I love watching your man from Offspring get his head peeled off like a melon.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's great. It's great. They're also fat now. Did you see when they released their COVID video?
No.
Oh, they could not look more like a bunch of dads if they tried. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, rocking the dad bod.
Oh, just rocking the dad look in general. It's that kind of where they still have the punk hair, but it's kind of like. It's what I could best describe. If I was to give the look an actual descriptive name, I'd call it comfy punk.
I like it.
Thank you.
I like it.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So anyway, this week, as we said, we're going to be covering Buzz's picks for his favorite movies to have an old gander at around the Halloween season, give or take. Well, I message my lovely fiance and go, "Can you somehow deposit my lighter?"
I was like, can't you like flip it under the door or some shit?
No. You'd need to crack it open at the side and huff it through or something, maybe.
I don't know what massive door jams. I don't know what massive door jams you have over in the States and/or really skinny lighters, but we don't have them here.
We actually have both, dude. There's like usually like a gap under a door, and
oh yeah, we have a gap. It's just I wouldn't be able to fit one of our lighters under it. I don't think so, anyway.
Anyway, should I crack on into the news while you try and sort out your ignition problems?
Yeah,
I'll take your side. It's a yes.
You do that, and I'll just.
Maybe is there a couple of sticks you can get together?
I've already been looking for that. I've also lost the fucking smoke I was looking for in the first place.
Okay.
Oh my god.
First up on the news chopping block is something that I am very interested in and at the same time very terrified of. Netflix are looking to do a Conan the Barbarian TV series. Okay. Now, as we all know, Arnie's been trying to get his Conan character back up and running for donkey's years because
I'm gonna hide me for Conan. 30 seconds.
He wants to be King Conan, which could be awesome. Jason Momoa, on the other hand, brought us a more true to Origins version of Conan with his version. Jason Momoa gave us a more true to the book version with the more chatty.
What?
You said something.
I don't know.
Oh. No, you're not. Are you? Right. And you didn't tell us any of that. I thought you said you were putting your picture up for 30 seconds.
Let me one sec. I might as well be on camera having the argument with you, because otherwise it just sounds like you're rambling like a madman. the literal sentence I interjected with as you were starting the story was, I'm going to mute my mic and camera for 30 seconds while I get a lighter. News just in, by the way, chat. Flame on. Continue.
So, anyway, Netflix is doing a Conan the Barbarian series, and according to Deadline's Neil Andrews, the project from Fredrik Malberg and Mark Wheeler's Pathfinder Media is the first in a deal between Netflix and Conan Properties International, owned by Malberg's Cabinet Entertainment.
Sounds good, yeah.
The pact gives Netflix the exclusive option to acquire rights to the Conan Literary Library, develop works across TV and film, both live action and animated.
Conan, Netflix, got it. Cool. Very good.
Yeah, now...
He's just hanging you up tonight, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Okay, oh, good.
Anyway, the reason that I put this down is because I'm very interested to see which version of Conan they're actually going to give us. Are they going to give us the traditional version of Conan, which was pretty much what Jason Momoa gave us in 2011, or are they going to give us the dumbed-down, monosyllabic, Americanized version that Arnold Schwarzenegger gave us, which, you know, endearing in its own way, but at the same time, not actually the way Robert E. Howard wrote the character in any way, shape, or fucking form.
There's a freeze coming.
Were completely wrong. And what?
There's a freeze coming. I thought it was the most appropriate. I don't know any Conan lines, so I was trying to do something Arnold Schwarzenegger.
What is good in life? To crush your enemies, to see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of the women. Yes, this is good. It's like the most iconic line from the entire movie.
Get to the chopper.
Because he only has like 5 lines in the entire fucking movie.
Get to the chopper?
Does he even have 5 lines in that film?
I don't know. He mostly just... That's why I committed none of the lines to memory, because it was like... I'm sure he said something, but I feel it's not too super integral to plot. I know one of those lines was him pretty much just chanting his arm with a hot bitch.
But this is my point. The actual Conan character is a very fucking...
Vocal.
He's a fucking sword-swinging, roguish motherfucker of the highest order. The way Jason Momoa portrayed him, to be perfectly honest.
I love Jason Momoa.
His version of Conan, like I said, very much in line with the way Robert E. Howard would have written him. No idea when this stuff is going to be materializing, but as I said, if they'd have to give us the kind of Jason Momoa style guy if they're planning on having it being a TV show in any way, shape, or form, animated or not. What?
Bill has said that it better be Jesus Christ. Where did the message go? My eyes are gone blurry.
Better be King Conan.
Yeah. There we go. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Cheers. Thanks, Red Sonia. That was it. I was like King Red Conan. Something with Sonia.
I hate to break it to you, Bill, but Red Sonja never really crossed over with Conan in the actual stories.
Who said? Who said Ghostbusters is not a horror? Ger Handy. Ger. You're talking crazy talk, mate. Sorry. It's not a horror, but it is a comedy horror and a family-friendly horror.
Anyway, shall we crack on to the next piece of news?
If you were a little nipper, some of those ghosts and things are scary looking. And if you go to original Ghostbusters, where you got the fucking lady with the dogs and the whole fucking all of that kind of jazz, better go.
There's also a ghost blowjob in the first Ghostbusters. I don't know how family friendly that is.
Very friendly.
I mean,
did she?
But Jer's Halloween films are Titanic, Harry Potter, and The Chamber of Secrets, and Stigmata. So, I'll give Stigmata. That's a badass movie.
Jer, that's a good lineup. You know, like Harry Potter, we got witches.
Titanic.
I'm not gonna lie.
Titanic is just a real life horror, to be blatantly honest. You know, I get that. And to be honest, watching Kate Winslet try to Irish dance was pretty horrific.
And we have almost just as bad of Bryan Adams' song as the Celine Dion song for Titanic.
Don't do it.
Horrible. I wasn't going to sing it.
That's very good. I'm delighted. Very good.
Anyway,
next news, please.
So after many rumors, it seems that it has finally been confirmed that there is going to be a Nightbreed TV series. Let me see now.
Is it also Netflix?
No, it's not. I don't think. No, it's not actually. I think it's
Okay.
HBO. Basically, it's being done. Here's the thing: it's being done by the same guy that's doing HBO's Hellraiser series, Michael Dougherty, and it was Clive Barker himself that actually revealed that the series is going to be coming soon. He said it's exciting after 30 years to go back to these characters and find out who's still speaking to me, who wants their story told.
Such a good way of putting it. I love that.
My tongue isn't say that as when I say that as when I start a piece, I'm listening. The writing is a piece of listening. I've always said I was a journalist, and what I was reporting on was the space between my ears. So apparently, Clive Barker is currently fleshing out the Bible for the series to kind of so that those who are writing episodes and the people that kind of take over and run with it know what the basic rules and everything
by Bible
are,
you mean the Nightbreed Bible. Okay,
essentially,
cool.
I guess.
Because for a minute I was like, sorry. As part of the Nightbreed project, Clive Barker is rewriting the Bible. Is that what I'm hearing? Which I'd be totally down for.
Everyone else has had a crack at it over the centuries. I mean, there's like 50 million.
There's a side project you and I should contemplate. Is you and I rewriting the Bible? I think it could go.
Can we just have a page at the start of it that says this is a work of fiction, not to be taken literally? I think that would be fantastic.
The purpose of it. How about if after we do how about we end every chapter with just wink wink nudge nudge?
No. Do you know what we do? We do what Michael Crichton did for Eaters of the Dead, because that bastard caught me. Not going to lie, that bastard caught me a beaut. From the start of that book, I thought I was reading an actual historical fucking account. And then at the very end of it, he says how the entire point of this book was basically a bet between himself and another professor to prove that he could make classical literature applicable and interesting to modern audiences. So he just took Beowulf and rewrote it, and I fucking bought it hook, line, and sinker, thinking it was a historical account of basically Beowulf.
Wow.
What's worse is anyway. Did you enjoy the read? I did. It's a fucking fantastic book and different enough from the movie that you can enjoy both.
That's all that matters, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And that's in a good way. Normally, I'd complain about things like that, things being different from the book. But in this case, the differences are just, I don't want to say they're filler, but they make sense not to be in the film, if you get me. So it's cool.
Unusually for me, to bring it back on track to the actual news article, I am quite... I'm down for this.
Yeah, Nightbreed is one of those things that the film...
It left you wanting.
Wasn't there supposed to be some like re-edited, uncut version of that coming out
now? I'm pretty sure that's out.
Oh, I must get my hands on that. But my point was going to be that there was such a rich texture of characters and mythology and lore and fucked up shit in that film that you could easily see it being fleshed out into a series. In fact, I'm pretty sure I have a Nightbreed comic somewhere, which I'd imagine does the same thing.
Ghostbusters, genres, comedy, fantasy, science fiction. Well, if you believe everything Google tells you, mate.
Horror comedy.
Well, evidently according to, I'm assuming, IMDb.
He said Wikipedia, which you can easily
I can change that by the time the show's finished.
Sure, at the end of the day, I'm right, Wikipedia is wrong.
No, and I mean, okay, even in IMDb, it's action, comedy, fantasy. Like, nobody's saying like it's a straight up.
I'm not saying it's a straight up. It's got enough horror elements in it for me to or not have an issue doing it on a horror show. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's about ghosts. It's about supernatural horror, literally the undead. It's about interdimensional beings. It's
true,
horror comedy.
But I also get his point by mentioning Harry Potter. The Titanic thing was a curveball, but like mentioning Harry Potter is also like you could try and class that in the same way because it's also got ghosts and witches and fucking werewolves and is there a vampire?
I don't think so.
There's weird like shadow people things.
So. Like I get where he's trying to get with it. Do you know what I mean? I don't refute these facts. It's just
Anyway.
I think there's enough horror elements in Ghostbusters to call it a horror 2. There you go.
Okay, shall we move on to the next news bit before, because I think like we're nearly an hour
We're
into the show
20
already.
minutes into the show, you curmudgeon. It says 30,
Well,
but there was
that's
10 minutes of
hour.
pre-music.
I was going to say, I'm going to let that slide because well done for fitting that into
Curmudgeon.
a sentence.
I had a different word in mind, and I was
Yes.
like, I haven't used curmudgeon in 2020. This is a very good opportunity to bat that one out of the park. So, anyway, next news bit is what the shit is going on?
I'm very excited about this news bit because, as you all know, or as you may not know, I'm a big fucking Jim Henson fan. Now, this is not a work of Jim Henson. However, it is clearly inspired by the Muppets and all the rest of it. And there's a film coming up called Frank and Zed. And quite honestly, let's see now. Right, here's the plot rundown. Long ago, a foul wizard was cut down by cursed weapons of tremendous power, leaving behind 2 servants, Frank and Zed. For centuries, the 2 monsters have survived by working together. Frank hunts for squirrels to feed Zed, and Zed hooks Frank up to lightning rods to charge him. But just as their decrepit bodies crumble beyond repair, a new threat arises in the nearby village. In a dark grab for power, the Lord Regent of the village deliberately triggers the curse by sending innocent civilians into the woods. Frank mistakes the wayward villagers for threats, cutting them down and serving the brains to Zed. This awakens a thirst for human flesh in Zed and stirs memories of his tragic past in Frank. In the ensuing chaos, their friendship is torn asunder. Convinced that killing the monsters is the only way to save themselves, the villagers dig up the cursed weapons and storm the castle. Now Frank and Zed must come together if they are to survive the orgy
I'll tell
of
you
blood.
something for nothing. I hope this gets super successful just on the off chance that they release a line of Zed dolls and the other guy doll, because they look cool.
Wait for it, right? This is going to be it's going to be coming coming to the Nightstream Film Festival, getting its premiere on October 8th to the 11th. This thing is basically a DIY passion project from filmmaker and puppeteer Jesse Blanchard, who has spent the last, where is it? I had it here a while ago. I've lost stuff.
1250. You were obviously going for some sort of numerical value followed by years working in the industry, is it? Did I break Giz? Someone reboot Giz there.
No, stop. She spent the last 7 years making the
I
film.
knew there was some year in numerical value before it.
Yeah, there was, and you saying numbers
20.
was throwing me off.
20.
Let's see, apparently it was shot in 4K in Blanchard's garage and a nearby studio, and required the creation of 40 handmade puppets, miniatures, practical cloud tank effects, and actual fire. This thing looks like it's basically going to be an homage to the Muppet Show, except it's going to be a full-on blood-soaked, gory horror movie done like the Muppet Show. There's a trailer for it up on YouTube, and it's fucking amazing. I was watching it earlier, and I was just like, my mouth just dropped open. I was like, I can't wait to see this. It's going to be amazing and fun. Because there's gags and there's stuff in it that if you're a Muppet Show fan, it's kind of like, I know, but not stupid stuff, like just the way things are done. Like there's a capture of an axe swinging through the air after one of the puppets at one point, and it's straight out of a fucking scene from, I think, Muppet Christmas Carol or something, where something getting tossed at one of the boys' heads. It's fucking brilliant, man.
As random comments in the chat feed go, by the way, I have to say, I think Katie McNeil may have the one for the night. I think it may be attached to the Harry Potter comments, but it was so randomly down the chat feed, it looks like it's its own thing, where she just decided to write, sometimes I dress in all black and follow people around and pretend I'm a shadow.
I saw that.
I love our chat feed. We have such an eclectic group of human beings in there.
Lads and lasses.
That's great.
Yeah, now I like this one. Giz is on about Sesame Street and Ghostbusters. Bane has obviously killed the real Giz and is testing AI Giz.
Hang on a minute.
Who said
that?
No, hang on. Not once did I mention Sesame Street. I said the fucking Muppet Show. Let us not forget, the very first episode of the Muppet Show couldn't be aired because the damn thing was basically one giant sexual fucking innuendo.
Innuendo.
Was the point. So Jim Henson had to dial his shit back, and we got the Muppet Show that we know and love, which, to be fair, took about 2 or 3 seasons before one could properly say that it was consumable for family entertainment.
I actually see our future in entertainment being like you and me eventually just been 2 grumpy cunts in the fucking... yeah, but we're not in the theater. I mean, like eventually we're going. I feel like we're gonna. That's our destiny.
Waldorf for my fucking heroes.
He's my inner spirit animal.
Statler and Waldorf.
You can't have 2 spirit animals. That's mental.
I have many spirit animals. I'm mental.
You said it, not me. I'll just put it up there underneath your window so people know.
No argument from everybody else.
Dude, move.
Okay, anyway, I think that's it for the news, and we can finally move on to the meat and bones of the segment, which is me sitting here drinking.
It's funny you say that because the first movie,
me sitting here
the next movie up has no meat or bones. That was our issue with it. It was a whole lot of broth and no chew.
Waffle.
Okay, Buzz. Oh yeah, we better. What do we do?
Buzz, what the Meg were you smoking as a child?
I was trying to think of something smart ass to say, but I got nothing. Pixie sticks.
It's all right, man. We'll get you. We'll get you into the swing of the witty repartee.
Told you guys, I'm working it.
He's working it hardcore. He's working
60%.
it old school. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. None of those proper words.
So for the first film, I
just saw the hashtag you have underneath.
You declared it. Once you declare it, it's canon.
Fair enough.
There we go.
Also kind of cool.
The first film on the list is the 1990 Jesus Christ 1979 classic
the 1979 whatever Phantasm.
Is it a dream?
Yeah,
that's what the trailer says. Is it other things?
I watched the trailer after you saying, if you watch the trailer, it kind of explains it's a dream, and I was like, it is.
I don't say it explains it, but
it's very heavily implies, like it pretty much in the trailer goes, you're watching a dream sequence. Like the only way they could have got it across more is if they did like a Last House on the Left kind of thing, where the trailer just ended with going, just keep repeating to yourself, it's only a dream sequence. It's only a dream sequence. Jesus.
We have Angus Strim as the tall man. Very, very creepy. I love the soundtrack. I'm going over why I picked it. So
sure, we can hear Baines pissing.
Saying random things.
That's what the bottle for under the table's for, man.
Neither was I.
Not stoned or drunk enough to understand Phantasm.
Well, that's the point. You don't need to be. There's nothing to understand.
Yes.
It's all in your own head. Whatever outcome you think it happened.
Some people would call that lazy script writing. Like customarily, I like a movie that leaves it a bit open ended, where you're like, it could have gone this way, it could have gone that way, but there's usually some little bit of a hint as to what 1 or 2 ways it could go, but not really here. It's just, I'm awake now. That was a terrible dream.
Yeah, or was it?
I'm sorry, I dug the shit out.
You don't need to apologize. You could be wrong. Do you know what I mean? It's
Waterworld. You could be.
Hey,
oh.
hey.
Yeah.
I just like Waterworld. I'm not giving out to you for liking Phantasm.
Come on, there was a fucking ball, like spear ball, that would go in people's heads and spew blood everywhere.
Of people's heads.
But there was no. Do you want to know what this film? Hang on. You're right. It did have a great big sphere ball that went into people's heads.
Tall man was really fucking cool and everything.
Tall, scary guy that could lift up shit and scare.
And the last 25 minutes of the movie is actually pretty good.
But you know what? It didn't have a fucking story.
Substance or plot.
It had a
Guys
bunch
digging up dead people and making them midgets. There's your story.
And it took us an hour and 12 minutes to get to that fracking point.
I mean, Jackass managed to get.
But if they gave you the whole point in 5 minutes, you'd be bitching about how they just gave everything up front. There's nothing to really work on.
Which is why you'd customarily around 33 to 45% of the way through a movie, some indicative signs would start to show up as to, hang on a minute. Oh, I'm starting to get what's going on here. But no, it's a dream sequence. They just refuse to find storyline.
But is it a dream sequence though? Because he wakes up and he thinks, "Oh, it's a dream," and then the tall man's still there. So that might not be a dream. Maybe he was dreaming. He was dreaming that he dreamt that he dreamed.
I was waiting to see Buzz's brain just go.
Hang on. Do you know what it was? It was the 70s, and someone dunked their head in acid again.
No, that was the 80s. Or no, that was Coke.
Yeah, 80s was Coke and a whole lot of it.
Yeah, you're right. I'm voting for Ronald
and a whole lot of that too. I am not Cook.
Yeah, trust me. But yeah, no, fucking like Phantasm. It is a lot of. You can tell that it's kind of like we have all these really cool ideas for scenes. Awesome, let's shoot them all. How do we put them together in a row?
And you know,
in a row. Put them together in a row.
It's the most logical way to do dream sequences.
I think but what I liked about this one was the mystery. You never really could put your finger on it. And I usually shit all over a fucking movie for doing it, but for some reason, I liked it. It worked on this one, dude.
The funny thing is we just kind of did that on Tuesday when we shat all over, or I shat all over, whatever the fuck we watched. We Are What We Are. They had no what the fuck was going on.
See, here's the thing, right? You can have a film that develops a mystery that has you as the viewer wanting to know what's going on, right? But in such a way that it's because the circumstances and the characters are intriguing and draw you in and make you think, well, I wonder if I can figure out this issue that they're dealing with and figure out the pieces of the puzzle and figure out the end of the story before any of the characters, or at least that's what I do. In this film, there is a mystery, and the mystery is, what the fuck is going on? Not, oh, I wonder what's going on over here based on these clues, but I mean, there's no clues. There's a bunch of really random shit with not a lot of hook, apart from the fact that one brother is a fucking strange, creepy, fixated little young fella who's following his older brother everywhere because apparently he has abandonment
and his older
issues
brother is a shotgun wielding maniac.
No, the younger kid.
The older one had the shotgun.
Let's not forget.
Well, he gave them a shot.
They swapped shotguns, I think, at one point. The young fella fucking fell asleep on the stairs with a goddamn shotgun.
Okay, funny enough, this one's actually hit several critics' lists as best horror films, and has been cited as an influence on later horror film series.
Like what?
Article didn't say.
Yeah, no, just
so the article did exactly what Phantasm did and left it open-ended.
That was the Phantasm of articles.
Inspired many movies after this, including this article. What?
I will say, like, this kind of says something about the acting, though, because they were saying it was mostly amateurs and aspiring professionals.
And that was quite evident, except for the tall man, who I found quite good.
I'll be honest, right? To be fair, my issue wasn't actually with any of the acting. My issue was with whoever the smeg thought that this was a script.
Don Casarilli? He wrote, directed, photographed, and edited.
Congratulations, you had some really cool ideas for a bunch of really cool scenes. You didn't put them together in any kind of coherent fashion, though. You just linked them. You just linked them all through the fact that a young kid has abandonment issues, is following his older brother around, which naturally means that his older brother is planning on abandoning him as well, because he's got a kid following him everywhere.
He pretty much said in the movie that he was going to. He's like, I'm leaving town.
I didn't realize it, but this is the same guy that directed Bubba Hotep and Beastmaster.
Well, clearly he got better after this, or as he was given scripts.
When was Beastmaster?
Early 80s.
Yeah,
Okay.
82.
They're not too far after this.
Like, also bear in mind that David Fincher directed Aliens 3. I'm just going to throw that out there as a rebuttal to what you said. Do you know what I mean? One of the greatest directors on the planet. In his defense towards Aliens 3, I know Studio came in and fucking ass fucked that movie right up the rear. I'm not disputing that because he's very good, but I was just saying, like, I mean, this could have happened here.
Look,
I don't know.
At the end of the day, right, it doesn't matter who directed it, because sometimes a director is handed a crappy script and they got to work with what they got to work with. And I feel that this is one of those.
Like I just caught my
just comedy good.
I was just reading like caught up to the chat, and I'm like,
this show should
what?
get an R rating because Carter's cat's eating his ass out and behind him, evidently.
I was like, hell, way to come back to the chat. See, I was like,
I looked down and I saw that, and then I could just hear you giggling in the corner, and I was just like, we're obviously reading the same comic. It's very good.
Oh my god. Phantasm.
I like Sweet Rabbit's comment here. Apparently, she tried watching all 5 of them, or 4 of them. Yeah, she tried watching all 5. She tried watching all 5 of them at 4 different times, and she still couldn't understand any of them. All she got was that Reggie is a great ice cream man.
Yes.
that makes a mean fucking shotgun. All right.
That may or may not have been
and apparently he'll never get laid.
He kind of kept getting blocked out. That did suck for him.
It's hard times. It's hard times. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where's this Phantasm trailer gone?
Okay.
One moment.
Yeah, so
I'm having the typical. This seems to be the. This seems to be the new thing that happens with my trailers that I download. Is one of them will always have a corrupt file for some reason. Okay, we're covered. Were you kind of moving towards the trailer, or was I just cute?
Yeah, okay. That was good.
Yeah, look, if you
I
haven't
so.
seen Phantasm, it's worth a watch. Like as I said, there's some cool ideas in it. It's just there's no kind of cohesive anything that links the ideas together. It's just like a whole bunch of random and then a very kind of cool closing sequence.
Yeah, and just looking at some of the pictures you were putting up here, one of the pictures you had is your man Reggie when he grabs onto the dimensional portal. That was fucking brilliant. I love how he made the connection with resonance, because that works with scientific theory, whereby our dimension vibrates at a certain frequency, other dimensions would vibrate at a different one. And if you can match frequencies, you can do all kinds of mad fucking shit, including theoretically rip a hole open to another reality, which is essentially what they had there. The idea of him putting his hands down and stopping the vibrations, or putting his hands down and him interacting with the vibrations set off this reverse sequence, that was a fucking brilliant idea. And this is kind of...
That was not kosher, dude.
I think the cat just did something to his ass.
Just got choked by a cat.
The other one tried to crawl up my back, dude.
Cat claws.
Yep.
There's only one reaction when that happens, and it's just fuck. I'd say my next door neighbors must think I have Tourette's at this stage.
But as I was saying, that one scene where, the dimensional portal scene is indicative of this film, whereby there's a lot of cool ideas, cool scenes, but how they're all put together just is so flimsy that there's no hook, there's no reason to keep watching apart from the idle curiosity of what's the next scene going to look like. And even at the end of it, there's no kind of satisfaction because of how the film resolves. And it turns out, well, the reason it was all cool, random, disjointed scenes is because it was a dream. Come on, that's like fucking saying JR getting shot was just
back card up
bollocks.
there. Boos could be quite scary. They do essentially just look like large dinosaur sperm.
What?
Boos. Jer's doing his typical keep the chat feed lively, and he was saying by our logic Super Mario is also a horror movie, and then he was like, because boos are scary, and then Carter was like, boos are scary, and then I was like, yeah, because they kind of look like 8-foot large dinosaur sperms.
Right. I'm sorry, that's some shit you turn and run away
I'd review
from.
Super Mario just so we have an opportunity to play that fucking song, because I love that song.
Okay, do you know what? Hang on, let's put this one to sleep right now, right? Ghostbusters is a horror comedy for one reason. The comedy is obvious. But if you look at the scene layout, the horror aspect comes into the way that the scenes are done. There is genuine tension, there is genuine suspense. We are dealing with a genuine horror element in regards to the supernatural form of it, which is explained as being the actual spirits of the fucking dead come back to really mess up your day. Not to mention the terror of having an extra dimensional come along and say, hey, I'm going to eat the world. Once again, it's not the fact of these things happening, it's how they're handled. Yes, we have humor, but if you look at the way that the scenes are played out, for a lot of them, it is tension building in the proper way. Dana in the apartment is fucking terrifying because she just starts hearing voices. There's no levity to that scene whatsoever. The levity comes in later on when she interacts with
When you go to the other
Lincoln.
movie, there's no levity from when her baby starts wandering around out in the fucking window ledges and all that shit, and you just see him getting ghost floated around the fucking room. And also, just because there's comedy in it doesn't make it not a horror, because by that logic, Shaun of the Dead isn't a horror movie.
It's a horror comedy.
I know, but you know what I mean.
Oh, no, I was agreeing with you.
I mean, granted, it didn't get the horror tag, but I mean, that could also have been their decision to try to keep it more open to other viewers.
And
horror doesn't really get a good rap.
Yeah,
right.
Especially if you look at the era that a lot of those movies came out in, horror, as you said, it wasn't as prevalent a genre as it is now. Do you know what I mean? And you always needed an extra genre hook for a lot of the horror movies. Like, I mean, Friday the 13th is essentially like an action horror as well, because it's just a dude fucking slaughtering his way through. Like, a lot of slasher movies are essentially like an action horror. It's just a dude finding a load of miscellaneous meat.
Well, the later
renditions. Yeah. The first one had some meat and bones to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to hit the trailer for Phantasm, and we will be back where we'll be discussing Halloween 4, which is perfectly fine.
Phantasm. Is it a nightmare? Phantasm. Is it an illusion? Phantasm. Is it an evil?
You have to take me home.
But why?
No questions. You must take me home.
Phantasm. Is it a fantasy? Phantasm. Is it alive?
There was nobody driving.
Whatever it is, if this one doesn't scare you, you're already dead. Phantasm.
There we go. And we're back. We're back. That's the trailer for
Phantasm.
Phantasm.
But we gotta say it till it gets done.
Just
to
keep
Phantasm.
repeating to yourself. It's
Right.
only a dream sequence.
Okay.
I just
It's
need to
only
say,
a dream sequence.
I've already said it to Laz, right? But on camera, I'd just like to say that kid was one annoying little fucktard,
yes, he
right?
was. I personally
Oh,
think
yeah.
it was the vocal
right.
range of his voice is in between actually broken and not broken. But I really, to quote Peter from Family Guy, it really ground my gears, to be blatantly honest. I could have, I totally could understand why the tall man would literally hunt that child down to try and murder him for all eternity.
Play a good game.
Play a
boy.
good game, boy.
He goes knocking on the door. The cute he goes knocking on the door. The cute
You're
blonde
right-handed.
girl opens the door. He looks at her and goes, "Can I talk to your grandmother?" No, you what? What do you want, you moron? And then later on, he's fucking screaming into another girl's face, "Take me home right now." I was actually expecting him to drop to the ground and start beating his hands on her and have a temper tantrum.
He would have done, except the shotgun would have gone off.
I actually cheered. I cheered when he went flying out the back window of the car. I was like, "Yes, fucking deserved, you
Good
little
times.
shit heel.
Good times.
You've done nothing but annoy everyone. Everyone."
It was like what was that movie? What was that movie you and I? What was that?
What was what?
Oh, where you wanted to punch the kid in
Vivarium,
the
was it?
throat?
Vivarium. It was a Vivarium. Oh, that kid. If you want a movie with an annoying kid.
Fuck, what was that?
He was supposed
I
to
know
be
he
that
was
way.
supposed to be that way, but goddamn. God, like you even said it within 5 seconds of that kid on screen going, Baines is gonna if Baines was there, that child would have been gone out a fucking window. Like not even a moment's thought. Just the first rad. Okay, fuck. Well, I might have screamed in his face for a while first to see if that worked. You know, like kind of a two dogs going at it kind of thing. I've got a louder voice. Maybe it'll just back down. No, out the window. Screw you, you little fucking alien son of a bitch. Sorry, that was a sidetrack.
I would have had him pick three walls. I would have had him pick three walls first.
I won't lie to you.
Al Bundy style.
Gage from fucking Pet Cemetery as well. The minute I saw him walking at me with the scalpel, I'd be like, "That's it." Like I never understood that in Pet Cemetery.
Don't kick the baby.
Yeah,
Kick the
100%. Like at no point can you be like, "That's not a zombie child." Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like there's no redeemable baby features about that baby. Like he's missing a lump out of his.
First I played with Judd, then I played with Mommy. Now I'm gonna play with you.
Field goal.
Yeah,
Bang.
no, I never understand why those fuckers don't get punted across the room.
Yeah. It's the one thing I always respected about Austin Powers when Mini-Me ran at him and he tried to fuck him up. He just punt kicked him clean across the fucking hallway. It was just like, that's how you handle it. That's how you handle it. Yep. That is how you handle it. Oh, peace, little guy. Peace.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I haven't seen that movie in so long.
I like
Phantasm. Next up, you ready for the next film? Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers.
Acceptable.
This film came out in 1988. Oh wow, I'm like not good with years for some reason. After everybody cried, bitched, and moaned that Michael Myers was not in Halloween 3, everyone was like, "Man, the killing man." So that fucking gave you your goddamn.
It's in the Halloween
with Michael
universe.
Myers.
But he's not in it. Oh god,
Yes.
Fine.
Yep,
No,
fine.
Yep,
Yep.
perfect. Fine.
Well, here you go. So what do? They give you a rehash of Halloween
Except
1.
Laurie Strode is now a
with-
different lady, and Michael Myers is a 9-year-old girl.
Laurie Strode is dead.
Dead. And Michael Myers
yeah,
isn't a 9-year-old girl. It actually
you know what I mean.
Myers.
Yeah,
Which
and
is
also
very
when I said
fancy
Laurie
for it.
Strode is a different woman, I know it's not Laurie Strode, it's a different woman, but it's also Laurie Strode. Like it's the exact same character.
No, but
it's just a different name.
yeah, but I was going to say the character Laurie Strode is dead in this film,
Yes.
apparently. Yet in later films, she's back
that's
to life.
the
because they
retcon for
retconned.
Halloween H2O onwards, because
Yeah, that's the never-ending headache called the Halloween
I like
franchise.
to call that little mini sequence of movies the Halloween rap genre, because it's you had Yeah, and LL Cool J, who, in his defense, he was quite acceptable in Halloween H2O. He came in, he was a security guard. He got his head kicked in by Michael Myers. He did the normal thing.
He was the only actual human character in that entire movie.
See, Giz, we are talking about Halloween.
Except you get into Halloween 8 then, which is just fucking crazy. Sorry, bust to bust, kicking fucking Michael Myers through a fucking window.
Yeah,
I'll always remember that. You know, in credit to the movie, it's one of those scenes that, like, I'll always remember the first time I saw Halloween 8. Like, I will always remember the first, or was it Halloween 9? No, it's Halloween 8. I can't remember. Whatever, Halloween Resurrection.
You mean like how people always remember where they were at historically devastating and tragic events?
That. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'd go as far to say, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Yeah, like I'll always remember where I was. I'll always remember where I was when 9/11 went off. I'll always remember when the Gulf War kicked off, and I'll always remember when Busta Rhymes' Roundhouse kicked Michael Myers through a fucking window.
Okay, so can you rate those tragedies? Like, what's the worst out of the?
I'm not allowed to do that on air.
Okay. We will get shut down.
I'm not allowed to do that on air.
Even I am saying that.
I'll give you a clue. I would rank 9/11 as the worst, and then you might be surprised at what second.
So for the people who don't know, Halloween for Michael Myers returned. I mean, it's in the title. So 10 years after his massacre on Halloween night of 1978, where he didn't.
You keep talking. I'll just do the background.
He's being chased. He's being chased by a slightly crisped Dr. Loomis, who should be just full of like third-degree burns from head to toe, but nope, he just has a little bit of makeup there in his cheek. He's going on his usual Dr. Loomis rant about how evil is back in town and it has escaped.
He's a rotten bastard, me.
And
because now he has the Halloween song in his head, so he's typing dot dot.
Oh yeah.
Well
done. I didn't. Well done you for picking that up, and well done you because that's great.
I was looking at it as you were doing it, and I'm like, dot, motherfucker.
10 chat cool points to you. I know they don't exist on the YouTubes, but 10 chat cool points to you. And actually, retrospectively, 10 chat cool points to Katie for stalking people around dressed in black pretending to be a shadow, because that really cracked me up.
It's kind of like Whose Line Is It Way, where the points don't matter.
Yes,
but we all
1,000 points for you. 1,000 points for you. 1,000 points for you.
Yeah.
That makes me Drew Carey, and I'm not happy about that. Or Aisha, or Aisha Tyler, which I'm okay with.
But do you want to be?
It's not so much I want to be a woman, but she's sassy, and I like it. I feel the sassy level we have matches.
You don't take nothing from anybody.
Bob. Ain't got nothing. Ain't going. Ain't. I can't remember the line. I also can't remember the movie the line from. Anyway, moving on. Halloween 4. Before I get fucking.
Oh no!
Before I get fucking sued by. What channel is Arrow on again? CW. Yeah, before I get sued by CW.
Yeah. And they would be petty enough to do it. So.
Or before I have Drew Carey email me going, "I like Aisha Tyler more than me." No, Drew. I really liked you as the host. I'm just saying, personality-wise, I just think I suit the Aisha role a little bit better.
You know, he's doing a good job over on Price is Right.
He's good.
So.
Yeah, but he will never be fucking Bob Barker.
He doesn't need to be Bob Barker.
I mean, nobody will be
Drew Carey.
Fucking Bob Barker.
I'm just saying.
In his defense,
I like him,
in his
but
defense,
he's no
dude,
fucking
once,
Bob Barker.
I don't believe him when he tells me to have my pet spayed or neutered, though.
Right.
That from
like,
Bob.
kind of came off with a little, like, intense. Like, he meant that shit.
I love how this episode is, movie, 2 seconds, and the rest just...
Well, I won't lie to you. They're all outside of Phantasm. I think we've reviewed all of these at some stage or another. So...
Oh, fuck is Ryan Stills?
Ryan's...
What? Do you know who Ryan Stiles is?
Oh, do you watch Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Dude, Don't Buzz. I swear to God, dude.
Okay, hang on a minute.
This beer bottle.
Buzz is
Yeah,
Drew
okay.
Carey, Giz is Colin Mockery, Carter is Ryan Stiles. I'm Wayne Brady! Yay! I love Wayne Brady.
Isn't
Got his name. Like, once I saw his
Wait a
face, I
minute.
realized who it was.
hang on.
Okay.
Am I that?
Giz is Colin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
I don't know if he did it because you're bald or also because your name's Colin. It's one or the other.
It's possibly also because he comes off as being the grumpiest
Yeah,
oldest
he's
one.
also really funny though. I love Colin Mockery. Colin
Oh,
Mockery's
he's very
brilliant.
funny.
I love how pissed off you get. How did we end up
Him and Ryan
reviewing fucking
Stiles
who's
are-
actually I don't give a shit. It's fine. I
Because it's better than
I love how
Halloween
the
4.
seasons of Whose Line Is It Anyway went on, where you could just see how progressively worse and annoyed he gets with the fact that he's always playing the woman. I love it. Okay, you're Lois Lane and you're Superman. Lois Lane, that's the woman, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh god. Oh, him and Ryan Stiles though. Those two
Yeah.
kill
I'm
me.
okay with being Wayne Brady. I liked when Wayne Brady was. Did you ever see him on the Chappelle Show?
No.
Some guy, I can't remember who said, but some guy said that Wayne Brady was the whitest black guy ever to exist on the planet. And then Dave Chappelle did a whole. You've seen Training Day, yeah? It's essentially Training Day. It's Wayne Brady takes Dave Chappelle out to go hang out and chill out or whatever, but it's essentially Training Day. But Wayne Brady is Denzel Washington, and it's fucking amazing. I'm
Funny
Wayne
as
Brady,
fuck.
bitch.
Oh,
It's
shit.
so good. I'm Wayne Brady, bitch. Yeah. Are you enjoying your sandwich, Dave? Give me your sandwich.
Yep. Yep.
And we're going to need some
fuck.
fucking fun time money, Dave. Let me go talk to my ladies over here. And he just pulls over to these hookers on the side of the street. I'm sorry, Daddy. I didn't have all the money you're looking for. Is Wayne Brady going to have to choke a bitch? You better thank Uncle Dave. He just saved your life. Thanks, Dave.
Oh, I gotta check this shit out after the show. Then.
Jared wants to know if Wayne
No,
Brady's
Wayne-
a hockey player.
You're the one that said I'm Wayne Brady.
No,
did.
Bill
Okay.
did.
Oh, it was Bill
Bill.
that named us
It was
out.
Bill.
Okay, sorry. Jesus, I'm like fucking
Yeah.
chat feed dyslexic tonight.
Yeah, because Bill would have actually known that stuff about me.
Oh my god.
Anyway, Halloween 4.
I'm glad this little sidetrack happened. I would have never tried to pinpoint us into a fucking whose line is it anyway.
Yeah.
This makes sense. I am constantly getting frustrated with being sidetracked when we try to do stuff.
Yeah.
Halloween 4.
And you have had to stick your arms under my
Myers
armpits
back.
and manually move things for me on several occasions as well.
Michael Myers is back, kills some bitches, and
Yeah.
he gets killed. But
pretend
doesn't
it's
get killed.
Halloween 1.
Yeah. Just
Except-
10 years in the future and
Different,
with different
people, and there's a new killer being introduced, maybe, possibly, towards the end of it. Possibly, maybe. Definitely, because that's what movie 5 is.
Right.
Except they shit down the leg and don't
No.
do anything with it. Spoiler alert from something that came out almost 30 years ago.
I'm not going to lie. Halloween 4, I think, I was watching it and I was kind of like, I gave, you know the way I often go on about how in the 2000s became the decade of the color by numbers horror movie? Halloween 4 is really color by numbers horror. It's disturbing. I was kind of watching and going, Jesus, fuck, this is like the prototype for all those like lazy bastards. You have a guy, a security guard, in the first 10 minutes who has to give exposition on the Mike Myers character because it's assumed that one has never seen Halloween 1 or 2, and that clearly you've just seen Halloween 3 that didn't have him in it. So it's kind of like, sorry about that last film. We're going to make it seem really creepy and scary and do all this stuff. No explanation whatsoever as to why the fuck he's being transferred in the first fucking place.
There's
That
a
was the
dilemma
first-
in the chat involving you. So
Oh, no.
we've reached an impasse, evidently, and it would appear Jer's quite happy to stay silent in the chat and just talk normal chat if, and only if, and it's you by name. You didn't mention any of the other three of us. Admit Ghostbusters isn't a horror movie.
It's not a horror
No.
movie. It's a horror comedy.
See, and I said I don't see that happening.
We both look at the chat at the same time. We're like, "Ooh."
I never said Ghostbusters was
It's like
a
the
horror
playground.
movie.
Dude, that's
I
going to be the
always
rest
thought
of the
it was a horror
podcast is Giz and George just arguing in chat, and all you can see is everyone like,
Oh, he went there. Oh my god.
So anyway,
Ugh.
yeah, like I was saying, there's a lot of stuff in this film that happens just so that they can do a Halloween movie, which has no fucking sense whatsoever, and is the definition of the color by numbers bit, whereby, okay, we've got this amount of time, we need to have spooky looking here, and another length of time, and nightmare party here, and another length of time, and all the kids are wearing masks, so no one is Mike, but everyone is Mike now. And it really was like a prototype for the color by numbers shite that we would get later on down the line. And it's kind of like, wow, this is,
Oh, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like Halloween never really. It just started getting so weird. It didn't hold me. You know, like I've still seen all of them, but not like the oh my god, another one's coming out. That's fucking awesome. Now it was just like let's
I'm
see
the
what
same.
direction we go.
I remember the last one I was actually properly excited about was the reboot, like the 2009 one.
No,
No.
2018 one.
I was. I
You mean the
I-
remake?
no. Listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth.
I know what you said.
No,
29.
I said 2009.
Yeah, which was the Rob Zombie one.
No,
right?
isn't 2009 the one with your man from
2009 is Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Okay, what's the Supernatural? What's the one with the bloke from Supernatural?
I don't know.
I was very excited about the Rob Zombie ones, but for different reasons. But the bloke from Supernatural, the one with the bloke from Supernatural in it, I was excited for, and then I saw it, and I was like,
dude, that was fucking Friday the 13th.
"Oh yeah, that's the last." Oh yeah, sorry. I'm after.
That's why you weren't excited for.
God
a
damn
Halloween
it!
movie.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry, I've
there we
already
go.
moved on to Friday the 13th,
One of
part
them-
7. Sorry.
Because one of them did the remake of Bloody Halloween, and then the other one did the remake of Friday the 13th. Sam did Friday the 13th.
Yeah, Padalecki is in Friday the 13th.
Thank you.
The only okay,
Like I'm looking at the lineup, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck he's
What
talking
the-
about.
here's the way I see it, right? Halloween 1 and Halloween 2 are good. Back to back, they work, right? And that's it until the 2018 Halloween movie, which unfortunately counts out Halloween 2, which in my opinion is a bit of a
They
disservice.
could have left
I think
Halloween
if
2 in
they'd
and just added
done
on
it a
to
little
it.
bit differently. Yeah, exactly. And it would have made it would have worked brilliantly because it would have been the first time that we had a proper follow-on that captured the original feel of the first movie. Because one of the things that made the 2018 film so good was that
Natural
many of the
progression.
scenes. Well, not just that. Many of the scenes had Laurie in the place of Mike, like shot for shot, when she's looking at when she's fucking.
That's what I meant
spying,
by.
I guess.
That's what I meant by
on
natural
her.
progression. Like you saw, like the woman who'd been so terrorized by this crazy killer for many years, who turned into the crazy lady that's just constantly prepared for Mike, had got so into the head of Mike being prepared for him that she somehow became the monster herself.
Sorry, I thought you meant natural story progression, since many of the other Halloween movies after 2 didn't.
No,
seem to have it,
I
and were
did
just
that
super
too,
glued
but
together.
not just superficially. I meant like there's actually a very, very in-depth natural progression.
Oh, yeah.
Not the way everybody would go, but a very, very relatable and understandable way to go. And it was annoying, as we were saying before the show started. Like, I mean, the having to rule out Halloween 2, kind of you didn't need to, because the entire way they retconned, the whole reason for them getting rid of it was to retcon the fact that Jason and her were related. And the whole way they sorted that out in the remake was to turn around and go, oh, it just turned out to be a rumor. And then I was like, so why couldn't that have just left movie fucking 2 in and it turned out to be a fucking rumor? I mean, like, if that's the way you're going to fucking solve the situation. Anyway.
as a result, I think we can all agree that, you know, the next movie, Halloween Kills, is one that we would be looking forward to, as opposed to previous years when they said that if a Halloween movie is coming out, you're probably expecting some disjointed fucking marinara sauce pile of crap. Like Halloween 7, which I mistakenly watched and put myself through.
That's Halloween H2O, which is not terrible.
Dude, I'm not going to lie, dude. Like, they're all just, like, I'm not saying, like, this is the worst franchise of films, but
it's just very disjointed.
Yeah. I mean, like, if we're going to go worse, then it's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, they should bet on that motherfucker.
One movie.
Two. I liked the second one. Dennis Hopper's great.
Yeah, I like
Texas Chainsaw Massacre had one good movie.
Two.
Like, I dug the whole Dennis Hopper part, but as a whole, like, they just kind of especially what was that with Matthew McConaughey?
Texas Chainsaw Generation. Next Generation. That was it. You know, the one redeeming feature about that movie, and it's the only redeeming feature, is that they evidently must have just given McConaughey carte blanche to just go fucking crazy. And he's the only good thing about the movie. Like, his character is just so fucking mental. It's actually quite entertaining to watch, but it's a terrible. They should have stopped at the 2. It got a little bit wacky in 2, but it was good wacky. Do you know what I mean? 3 and onwards, and the fucking the remake where they were just like, let's take all of the kind of fun craziness of Texas Chainsaw Massacre and just make it not any of that. That's all.
Yes.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys see me? Will we hit the trailers for Halloween 4s?
Okay. I just got a phone call, so that like fucked up my phone for a second.
No worries. Will we hit the trailer for Halloween 4, or is there any more final thoughts?
No,
because I think we reviewed more of Whose Line Is It Anyway than Halloween 4. That's why I was like, yeah. Fuck it. It's okay. I can see this being the way the next 3 weeks are going to be. Strap in our lads. It's going to get mental. Anyway. Oh, sorry. I also just realized that we... Oh, no, wait. I did do this. No, you know what? I'm just going to keep talking and waffling there for a second, just while I chat away. And yep, I was correct. Halloween 4. We just click that button and don't be a broken file. Halloween 4. Ooh.
Ten years ago, on the night of October 31st, a small Midwestern town fell victim to an escaped killer. Under the cover of darkness, he carried out the most horrifying mass murder on record. 16 people in cold blood. Ever since that night, no one has forgotten his name. And Halloween has never been the same. Now, Michael Myers has come home. He has returned for one more night of unholy terror.
Michael! Somebody help me! He's here to kill that little girl and anybody who gets in his way. Oh, God! Who's gonna be next?
Halloween 4, the return of Michael Myers.
Maybe nobody knows how to stop him.
Our backsies. Not Banksy, just for anyone who wasn't listening correctly. We're backsies.
Yay for us.
Right, next up we have from 19... Flippity-boo.
88.
We have... Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. So you go,
Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. Which, admittedly, in the defense of this movie, probably would have turned out, I'm not going to say amazing, but quite all right. Do you know what I mean? You would have been like, well, that's an all right Friday the 13th movie, do you know? That kind of thing. But then due to the history.
Sense.
Well, there's a long
chopped
history
to
with
shit.
the Friday the 13th where, due to some sloppy censorship ratings on movie 1, it got out as a 15s, contrary to all the nudity, sex, murder, and, general gory slasheriness of the whole thing. Tom Savini goodness, Ari Lehman melty faciness, and Betsy Palmer being a general raging psychopath. And then, when movie 2 and all of the subsequent movies afterwards came out, they were just kind of like, oh no. And this one had just got to a stage where the end. Essentially, there's loads of very cool kills in this. Somewhere in some DVD features special box set. But mostly what we have is seeing Michael start to murder someone, and then we'll cut away to a tree. Jason. Sorry. Fuck it. This is what happens when you have them all in the one lump. Jason, he'll go to grab someone, and then there'll be a shot of a tree or something, or you'll see her feet or some bollocks, and then next thing you know, she's dead, and you don't get to see any of the meat and bones, literally, of the murder. It does have a very cool element though, because it was kind of like it. I genuinely do feel that they like wrote this as Carrie versus Michael Myers, and then couldn't get the image release rights or property rights for Carrie, and then we're just like, okay, we'll call her Tina, and she's got the shinnin.
We'll change it to Jason.
We'll call her Tina. What did I say?
Michael Myers.
Yeah, I don't know why I have Michael Myers in my head now. I had fucking Friday the 13th in my head, the last one. This is Giz and his fucking discombobulations of fucking everything.
Oh yeah, blame me for you not.
Well, I've talked about Halloween H2O now for a good solid 20 minutes of fucking the last segment now. Do you know what I mean? I have Halloween 7 in my head.
Supposedly that's my fault, I guess, according to Giz.
Yes.
Even though I say not. But you do get the chick down with a party horn.
I like
to the
that.
eye.
It's a shame you don't get to see it happen properly.
Yeah,
but I like that. It was very good. I also like. I really like this movie actually in kind of like retrospect, because I was able to go and see what the actual kills that were supposed to be in the movie look like, and it's like when your man's head gets mangled, good stuff. It's essentially the whole cusp of this is that there's a girl who killed her dad at Camp Crystal Lake accidentally, because it turns out she's got the Jean Greys. So I thought Giz would like that. So her dad evidently hits her mom. She gets very upset. An entire boat gets rocked, or boat dock gets rocked. Dad dies. 20 years later, there's an evil doctor that decides, do you know what we'll do to try and figure out what's going on with your mental powers and the fact that you're a bit mental and barmy in the general. We'll bring you up to where you murdered your dad, and we'll spend a weekend there at the cabin. That'll help even things out nicely. As is customary with a Friday the 13th movie, there's a load of... Next door, there's a load of teenagers that are banging, drinking, and, general things that will make Michael Myers... Jason. Giz, will you take over? Take over. I'm very sleep deprived, so you take over there. Wait.
A very well-known serial killer likes to take people out while they're partying in the middle of the woods.
I can solve this.
Information. You know what might help to get your memory going is if you had the pictures of the movie going, and maybe you could see that it's Jason and Michael Myers.
Oh, excuse me. There's no way of keeping that in with a lid in my mouth. Apologies.
Oh, Jeebus.
This is so bad. Like, I literally have a signed machete by a Jason fucking hanging behind my head, and he's literally in my fucking back screen. We'll just write Jason on the skin here. Jason. Okay. Right. Sorted. Jason. Yeah. So, anyway, yeah.
No, I like this one. I think Buzz said it best. Like, this was one of the cooler looking
Jason.
Jasons.
It's also, you got your first Jason introduction to the longest running Jason, which is Kane Hodder, which is very cool. There's the infamous sleeping bag kill, which was nerfed by the fucking censors, but like he viciously smashes a girl. He shoves the girl into a sleeping bag and then just hacky sacks her off a fucking tree repeatedly until no movement is done. You know, it's very good. The big difference in this is that, opposed to it being just the standard, there's a bunch of horny teenagers up in the woods and by the lake, and they're getting murdered by a guy in a hockey mask. There's also the fact that there's this girl that's got blatantly quite powerful psychic power or telekinetic powers, and evidently psychic powers as well, which I'm going to have an issue with by the time we get to the end of the movie, because one set of those powers appears to be absolutely fucking useless, while the other set of powers are fucking wicked.
It probably, to me,
Jason
has probably one of the better like showdowns of any of like, the final 10, 15 minutes where her and Jason kind of have their little battle.
Yeah, well, it's probably one of the few where there's an actual it's probably one of the few where there's an actual showdown period. Tommy Jarvis gave him a bit of a run here and there, but it was never like a fucking danger thing. You had
draw a line.
Yeah,
like they were fucking going at it.
Like when Corey Feldman played Tommy, and they did the whole his sister like really fucking worked Jason over with the axe and everything. Do you know what I mean? That was cool. But this is like literally she's beating the bejesus out of Jason for the majority of this scrap. Like if it was a UFC match and it went to a draw, she'd win on points. Do you know what I mean?
Also, we had Jason without his mask kind of for like the longest time throughout any of the movies, because they kind of said that like they just ripped that thing off and they showed the glory of like.
The problem with that was
the
that became a trend after that, where you couldn't keep the fucking mask on him by the end of a fucking movie. Which a big melting head.
I think pretty much all of them except Part 6, his mask came off at some point. Part 6, he didn't have it at the beginning. For some reason, Tommy Jarvis thought it was smart to bring it with him when they dug him up, because that's what you do.
Yeah, don't know how that could go wrong.
Yeah, so, but other than that, he pretty much has his mask off in every single film. But this one, it's kind of like, it's a good, 10 minutes where he's constantly doing the majority of the battle without it. And you can kind of tell that, it's a different type of Jason, the way that Kane Hodder is playing him. He plays him pissed off. Like the way that Jason's pissed. He's like, I've just been through 6 movies of bullshit. And
I could imagine it like a Disney movie. Do you know what I mean? Friday the 13th 7, Jason's back and he's pissed.
But it's the same if whenever Kane Hodder is playing him, it's the way that he plays him. It's the same in Jason X. It's like every movement he has is just sheer, I'm gonna break you.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's because he can.
How dare you be in front of me? I am going to kill you.
It's because he can do that.
Yes, he can. He's a large man.
He's a large man.
The other people kind of played him as there was no, because a different person played him up until 7. There was no, because like you said, up until 10, you could still see the very similar approach.
Yeah, the body movements.
The other ones, it's different every single time.
Do you know what it was? It's the sudden movement that he do. He's being very still, and then he'll suddenly move, and there's just a ferocity, I suppose, is the best way of putting it, in the way that he's doing it. It's kind of like he's in this perfect stillness, and all of a sudden he's lashing out like an animal lashing out because he's finally seen prey.
Like right after she electrocuted him in the puddle.
No. What?
I was aimed that towards Giz, right there where she electrocuted him. Oh boy, goes face down.
I just heard you say electrocute him in a puddle, and then the silence fell over the chat.
Right.
I'll have to take your word on that one, because it's been a while since I've seen this film, and as we've already discussed, I watched the wrong one this morning.
Oh fuck, that's right. Okay, I was going off what you were saying at one point. He's standing in this big ass puddle. She rips a electrical wire from a pole, puts it in a puddle, drops him, and there's just that dead stillness. you for a second think she got him. And as she kind of like took that step forward, just out of nowhere, like dead calm rips into chaos and he's right back on his feet.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And like I was saying, it kind of typifies Hodder's approach to Jason throughout his career as him.
I won't lie to you. Outside of like all the shit that got cut out of it, and the fact that it probably would have been a good movie if it hadn't been censored, my only issue is the ending of it because it like made no sense to me.
Well, and the funny thing is, there was more to that too that got cut out.
Does it explain?
No, it's not really to do with the ending. It's the way her father looks.
Oh, okay. Because like it's
supposed to be more decrepit and like almost something similar to what Jason would look like after being under the water for.
Okay, so like water riddled and shit.
Yeah, like he's supposed to look like he's dead, like he's a zombie type thing. Here in the thing, he just comes out and looks like
hang on. Hang on. So essentially, storyline wise, unedited, the dad isn't.
We never got dad out of the ocean.
The dad,
or out of
no,
the dad
isn't.
He isn't a ghost dad. He's more of a zombie dad.
In the way that it was originally supposed to be, yes.
Right. So does that mean there's something up with the lake that it keeps making people be fucking zombies, or what is it? Is it
or hang on, no. Actually, hang on. Wasn't it her power coming to the lake that woke up Jason in the first place?
Which made no fucking sense because he's been coming out of that fucking lake for 6 fucking movies.
Hang on, it does, because that was the first time that he was actually in the lake. Other times he was just knocking around in various different carnations. Whenever he was put down in the past, he was either in a morgue or in the fucking... didn't he get fucking chopped up or something?
That little fucker has literally been jumping out of a fucking lake since he's a movie one.
At some point, yes. But that was the first time that he'd been restrained.
That's not how he was killed.
Yeah, okay, fine.
That was the first time that he'd been restrained at the bottom of the lake. What I'm saying is...
kind of his prison, if you think about it. That's where he died at originally.
And her power arriving on, was enough to wake him. Her telekinetic abilities accidentally sparked off something inside
she
his...
sent somebody down there,
Bullshit.
which thought was her dad, but it ended up being Jason.
Bullshit.
Because Jason conveniently is everywhere where the plot needs him to be.
Yeah, but he's Jason.
Yeah, and I do remember he didn't start twitching until she arrived on. I do remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just...
Because, she constantly had those bursts, those uncontrollable bursts. And there she is. She's thinking about Dad. God, I wish he was here. I wish he was back. But since she doesn't have Professor X, like, accuracy, it was all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
We're lucky she didn't bring back, like, 12 other motherfuckers that had drowned in that bitch.
Your case of the Jean Grey's analogy a while ago is actually a hell of a lot more apt than you might think, because part of her thing was that she couldn't control what she had. Yeah. And it wasn't until Xavier basically went into her head and put up all these blocks, because she was shooting shit all over the place. So that would be the exact same thing here.
And that's what we saw her constantly fucking doing. Like, she was never able... Like, the Book of Matches was the only thing that she was ever able to, like, focus and move. Everything else was like a TV just thrown. It
was all done because of the emotion.
Yeah.
Right. As soon as she got emotional, that like shit started happening.
That's part of the lack of control. That's one of the...
Yeah. But that's when she finally seems like she gets it towards the end, when she starts the battle chasing, because then she's just like, yeah, I'm going to throw this at you and this at you, and then she starts using it correctly.
With that being in mind,
she didn't bring up every other motherfucker that had drowned in that lake.
Yeah,
dude.
that's what
she probably.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, how many people are drowning in that lake, though?
Hang on. So, with that being in mind, the fact that her father was supposed to look like what a corpse would look like, was supposed to look like that, then that implies that because she has got an amount of focus by the end of it, she is focused on her father, and that's why she was able to bring her father back.
Right, but unfortunately, that's in the unedited version. In the real version, we got a fucking ghost dad kind of vibe, which made no sense.
The thing would have been exactly the same, though. He would just look different.
But that would have been, once again...
I don't know.
Oh, you're saying because he looked like a normal person.
Yeah, he looks like Ghost Dad. He doesn't look like he's...
Okay, I see.
Yeah, like, canonically, he's not a dead body.
Because I was saying that the way they were going to do it wasn't going to change what happened. It's just going to change how he looked.
He doesn't appear to be a dead body in the ocean or in the river there. He appears to be like some sort of entity more than
Okay,
anything.
but if you think about it, she's also basing herself off of memory. This is the last time she saw Dad. She's not going to sit there and go, "Hey, I hope that water fucking soaked Dad pops up and saves my ass."
But she's not raising like a memory. She's raising the actual what's
body.
down there. So what's down there would have been a decrepit body that's been underwater for 20 years. I don't know how many years it was.
Yeah, I just feel the abilities and levels of her powers waver up and down throughout the movie very much just to suit plot.
They do, probably, but unfortunately, that also works in with the notion of someone that doesn't have control over that kind of an ability.
I don't know. I thought that whole end sequence was just fucking weird. It's just like, how the fuck?
It was one of
like,
the
I just don't get, like, why did Ghost Dad have to be the one that puts the chain around Jason when she has literally been firing fucking shit at him for 20 minutes solid before that?
And also, of all things, that's what stops him.
Yeah, like, I mean, like the chain,
a punch to the back of the knees and a chain.
And it's the chain that he, after he woke up, literally broke out of. That's how he got out of the lake. She woke him up with her fucking mind powers. But
yes,
do you know what I mean?
If it was left as the corpse, then technically it's not the Ghost Dad doing it. It's her doing it using the Ghost Dad as her weapon.
Is it possible Jason is the lady of the lake and his machete is a degraded Excalibur? That would make a cool crossover.
That's fucking
that
awesome.
Actually,
a lot of weapons.
You should send that to Darkstar or whoever do the.
Bill, that's fucking. Oh, I've got this entire thing
He
going
had
through
some
my head now.
weird, crazy, like weed whacker with like a saw blade at the end of it, and he was using some crazy shit in this movie. I don't even know if he actually used a machete. Oh, yeah, he did use a machete.
Yeah, I think he's contractually obliged to use a machete at some stage or another.
The guy that was chopping the wood down was using a machete to chop it down, and he stole it from him.
There's a whole Friday the 13th Legend of Arthur crossover going on in the fucking comics.
And I won't lie to you, I'm completely fucking into it.
Yeah, as am I.
If you could get Robin Hood from the TV show and all the Celtic lore fucking mixed up in there as well.
You can.
I know, that's why I fucking said it.
My brain's on fire.
Okay, while Giz's brain melts, we'll hit a trailer and we'll let him decompress, and then we'll let you know what's coming up for the rest of the week. I need to put the trailer in. Keep talking there. You melt down for a second while you melt down for a second there.
So
yeah, so I could totally see Robin of Sherwood coming into it, because that entire series revolved around the Celtic mythology of Herne the Hunter and the idea that Robin was not so much an avatar as kind of
not the blue avatar, just to clarify.
Emissary. Yeah. When I use that term, I use it in the proper sense. Not Dances with Smurfs. It's so accurate in the description.
Yes, it is.
So
a lot more
accurate.
sex, though.
Both films are 3 hours long. So
I said sex,
but
a lot more sex.
I know.
I don't remember seeing Smurfs. Fuck.
Yeah. Then you haven't seen the version I've seen.
Probably not. Can't be something I'd retroactively look for to blow a load on.
There are two of them as well.
Blown a load over Smurfs in a while.
La 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 la.
It's raining.
2 films
and that's not rain.
2 films and an endless amount of images, apparently.
Right, we're going to hit the trailer for Friday the 13th, Part 7, A New Blood. And then we're going to be back and let you know what's coming up for the rest of the week. Cut. No, we'll fade.
Dr. Cruz, you really think that we're doing the right thing, don't you?
We've done all we can do for her at the hospital. She just hasn't made enough progress. I know it's tough on both of you to come back. Trust me. I want you to concentrate. Think about your feelings and just focus them in on the matchbook. Maybe we can get it to move.
I can't. I told you I don't know how it happens. Sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't happen.
And you're lying to me.
Concentrate.
Concentrate!
What's happening to me?
And we are back. So that's the end of our horror movie lineup, or not our horror movie lineup, Buzz's horror movie lineup.
Buzz's
for recommended movies to watch this Halloween, which we may have retroactively.
A lot of this was sentimental when choosing. I honestly, I know they're not the best.
Yeah.
But that was kind of where I thought the mindset was going to, is what we.
That was the mindset.
Like,
no, you're right.
That was the mindset.
No, you're absolutely right. That is, no, you did exactly what we were intended. Whatever films for you basically scream Halloween.
Yep.
So
anyway, coming up on the rest of the week on Gorecast, myself and Giz are back Sunday night. Myself and Giz are back Sunday night, 12 p.m. a.m. What? If you show up at both 12s,
midnight,
we'll be on one of them. So where we're covering witches.
Yes.
Witches.
Witchfinder General, The Devils, and The Witch.
The Witch. Yes. Witchfinder.
Oh, you guys did a better job than I did on Tuesday.
Yeah. It's because it wasn't my words going through your mouth and out your mouth hole. I was literally using Buzz like a human megaphone there Tuesday night. Yeah. And if any of you have been watching Facebook and Instagram and all that, myself and Giz are back finally, because the October roll-in is happening and Halloween is coming up. So we are back on American Horrors, 8:30 p.m. CST, and whatever that equates to is GMTs, where we're going to be doing also witches, because as is usual, when the TV show comes back, we tend to theme our Sundays to match the TV shows.
Well, we try to. I think for the next while we're going to be able to, and I think it's going to work out rather nicely.
So as I said, we're going to be covering witches, on the TV show. So the whole plan for the run-up to Halloween is we're going to be doing a cinematic retrospective of some of horror's most famous faces, the ones you'd kind of find most associatable with Halloween. So we're doing werewolves, witches, vampires, and Frankenstein's monsters.
Frankenstein's monster.
Glaven, because you can't... Because it's not Frankenstein's monster. It's not Frankenstein's. It's Frankenstein's monster. Frankenstein was the doctor. I read books. I do.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
It's Frankenstein. I actually, in the TV show, I motion captured nerd glasses onto me. For the entire rant. Even for I had them down the bridge of my nose. So even when I go like that, they go up my face. It's great.
Okay. Wait, I do that.
Anyway, moving on. So, yeah, 8:30 p.m. CST, and whatever that equates to is GMTs on American Horrors, where we're going to be starting off the cinematic retrospective witches, where myself and Giz literally start at 1922 with the first movie named Haxon.
Oh, God! Dude, that was so not fucking cool. That was a deep one. I'm sorry. That fucking hurt.
Yep.
Oh,
so... Yeah, so we're literally starting at 1922 and then covering 98 years worth of fucking witch movies.
Witches in cinema.
Yep. Which is going to be fun, and it's nice to be back. And other than that, we're going to... Buzz and Carter are up Tuesday, where they're going to be doing their top 5 favorite... Is it 5 each or 5?
5 each.
5 each. Okay, join Carter and Buzz Tuesday and Wednesday while they review 10 fucking movies on their Halloween.
No.
We're not reviewing.
Yeah, I know.
We're just giving...
I was only joking.
14
hours later. Yeah, so they're going to be reviewing loads of movies. Well, not reviewing, discussing, chatting, generally recommending loads of movies to just watch in general. Your top 5... It's your favorite favorite horror movies, period.
Horror movies in general, yes.
Cool. And then I'm up next week with our group chat Thursday.
Halloween
picks, which may have altered from the good movies I had picked out. I haven't fully decided yet.
Damn you, fucking Buzz.
Leprechaun. Troll 2.
Good.
What was the other one?
I don't know.
Oh, I'll remember. You're probably better off telling me now, or I'll find a worse one. Bones. That's it. Yeah.
I really can't remember what
Leprechaun,
you said.
Troll 2 and Bones, possibly. Or it could possibly be... I don't know. Who knows? It could change. And that's it. Anyway, as is customary, we have a trailer set up for Sunday night, and we will hopefully get to catch all of you over there. And that trailer isn't loading. Just talking very slowly here. Just want the trailer. I hate these fucking trailery doodads with the thing. Just reload you in there. That one will work. Trailer doodads with the thing. All right, cool. Right, we'll catch you all later. Gorecast out. This was such a sleep-deprived episode. I'm more mental than normal.
Where the holy schmeg is this bellend gone? Meet me in the 1600s. We need to do research from the 1600s. What fucking research could it be? How am I supposed to know?
Really got these ropes on tight. Clearly practiced this stuff, haven't you?
What sort of predicament have you gotten yourself into now?
I made the terrible mistake of talking about one of my ancestors.
One of your ancestors? What, your grandmother's a fucking witch or something?
No, Dr. William O'Shaughnessy, the first medical practitioner in the West to extol the medicinal virtues of marijuana. Apparently telling these narrow-minded, bigoted, Puritan fucking hypocrites that plants are good for you was a bad idea. Oh, I wouldn't do that if I were you, man.
It'll be fine.
Not a good idea.
Actually, this does give me a good idea for a whole Halloween series on the run to Halloween. Join myself in the Giz this Sunday, 8:30 p.m. CST, and whatever that equates to is GMTs, only on American Horrors. We're going to be discussing a retrospective look at some of horror's most iconic figures through cinema.